Hello, everybody. We're Team 6 OOTD, and we are proud to present our project, which is a social media app designed to make fashion lovers everywhere explore new fashion by having other people rate your clothes and being able to see other people's outfits. Okay, now we'll move on to an app demo.
We decided to use Google as a form to log in so it would be easier for the users to easily connect to their accounts. Here you can see the homepage where it'll show all the trending posts, and I already rated values for them. From here you can also create a new post. We also created a tag system where you can tag your clothes. Where existing clothes can be added, or you can even add new clothes such as that. We also have a feature where you can blur your place. And you can also write captions here. From here, you can see that my post is now posted. And if you go to the accounts page, you'll see that these are my current posts. And this was my new post that I just created. I also already have saved posts in here, but you can save more posts. We can save Tum Tree's posts. We can also comment on Tum Tree's posts. And it will show up here. We also have a feature where you can view other people's posts. So here I can see Tum Tree's posts. We also have a wardrobe feature where you can see, since we used overalls twice, we have 2 outfits. We also have our t-shirts and we have our shades. Here you can also update your user profile settings. So say I want to change my name to Jason, and then I want to use this as my profile. From here we can also save posts. So I already have this one saved. I can unsave it. I can change my rating to say a 4. And then I can go here. I unsaved it, so I can go back here and I'll save it and see that the rating has changed. And if we go back to our profiles, we have it under saved posts. Next.
For application landscape pattern, we chose N tier. So we use React frontend as presentation tier, Express as business logic tier, and MongoDB for data tier. For application structure pattern, we used layered design. So we have HTML, CSS for presentation, React for application, Express for business, object models for persistence, and MongoDB for database. And lastly, for user interface pattern, we use MVP pattern.
For design patterns, we use 2 major patterns. First of all is the prototype design pattern. In JavaScript, every object is a prototype of another. And second of all is the facade pattern, where we use higher level libraries such as Express and Nest.js to abstract over lower level libraries such as HTTP. Implementation details. For our implementation language, we used the classic MERN stack, which stands for MongoDB, Express, React, and Node. And we also used extra APIs, such as MediaPipe for face detection for the face blurring feature, as well as Google login using OAuth protocol.
This is the class diagram that we used for our project. For our classes, we all had all of our major classes extend from a DB item abstract class. The DB item simplified writing to the MongoDB database, and that way we didn't have to worry about how to write to the database. And if we had a user class, we would have a user object and then just call user.write to the database to update that info. And our basic class breakdown was that a user had posts, and the posts could tag different clothings. The user also has wardrobe, which has all the different clothings they tagged. And then we also had a trending post singleton class that was used to keep track of the most trending post, which was calculated based on the posts in the last 7 days that had the most likes.
Okay, so in terms of testing strategies, we use 3 different ones. The first one is unit testing. So this is to test if individual modules in the code works. So to test the database and all the endpoints, we use Postman for manually testing them, and then also Jest for automated tests. And then we also did manual regression testing. This is done, during after PRs to see if things, like when we made changes, if things worked. And then we also did functional testing. So we created multiple accounts for multiple users, and then we used the application to see if it worked from a user's perspective. In terms of CI and CD, so for continuous integration, we used GitHub Actions to automatically run type checking for all of our code whenever we make pull requests. So this ensures that when we create pull requests and develop, we don't break the main branch. And then for continuous delivery, we use Docker. So this will allow us to easily deploy our application to something like DigitalOcean.
Okay, so on our reflections, we use the Scrum process, and we use our Kanban board on GitHub projects to do that. This involved weekly Scrum meetings where we would go over our current tasks, see which ones were in progress, which ones we would finish reviewing and move to the done category, and also which ones we can move from ready to in progress. For our roles and contributions, Jason acted as our Scrum Master, and the rest of us worked on various things, including backend and front end and UI UX. And you can see the specifics of what everyone worked on the slide here. As for the velocity, we completed 1 sprint in 8 weeks with a total of 52 pull requests. And given an average of 3 story points per PR, that's about 20 story points every week. So pretty good development speed.
In this process, we learned that teamwork and collaboration matter. So we think that effective communication and collaboration were crucial for coordinating tasks. Also, we value user-centric design. So it's important to prioritize user experience in design and functionality. Also, we think time management helps to balance project deadlines with academic and personal commitments. In terms of future work, we were thinking of implementing advanced filtering and searching so that users can find specific outfits and styles. We will also want to implement personalization and recommendation based on user preferences and activities. Also, we want to integrate different platforms, such as existing social media platforms and e-commerce sites, to allow seamless sharing and purchasing. That is all to our presentation. Thank you for listening. And now we are open to questions.